All right, so for years, Elon Musk has pretty much just publicly laughed at the World Economic Forum in Davos. So you can imagine the shock when in 2026, he doesn't just show up, he takes the main stage as a headline speaker. I mean, the whole world just stopped and paid attention. And let me tell you, he wasn't there to make nice. He was there to lay out this incredibly detailed, frankly audacious vision for the future of all of us. A future he says is literally right around the corner.
I mean, just look at this. This is a total 180. Back in 2023, his official take on Davos was, and I'm quoting him here, boring AF, lol. Then you fast forward just 3 short years and boom, he's the main event. This wasn't just some casual appearance. This was a massive statement. It had everybody asking 2 things. 1, why the sudden change of heart? And 2, what on earth was he about to say?
And he did not waste any time getting to it. He's on stage with BlackRock CEO Larry Fink, and he basically boils down his entire vision for humanity's future into a single powerful word: abundance. And look, this wasn't some vague, hopeful dream. No, this was a concrete plan, a roadmap to basically eliminate material scarcity forever. So what does he actually mean by abundance? Well, in Musk's world, it's a future where humanoid robots, all guided by a superintelligent AI, are just making everything. So many goods, so many services, that the very idea of a shortage becomes ancient history. Just try to picture it. Anything you could possibly want, any service you could need, just there, on demand. He even said it'd be a future where, and this is a quote, you won't even know what else to ask the robot to do.
Okay, and this is where it gets really wild, the timeline. Because this is not some 100-year-out science fiction novel. Musk laid out very specific, very near-term milestones. He expects Optimus robots to be doing complex jobs in factories by the end of this year. By the end of next year, you'll be able to buy one. And in the next 3 to 5 years, more robots than people. Then, by 2030, an AI that's smarter than every human on Earth combined. The point is, he thinks the future is coming way, way faster than any of us realize.
So, how does all this actually create wealth? Well, Musk laid out this super simple but kind of mind-blowing formula. He said economic output will just be the average productivity of a single robot multiplied by the total number of robots. So think about that. When you have billions of super efficient workers that can operate 24/7, all guided by a single super intelligence, he's not just predicting growth, he's predicting an economic explosion unlike anything we've ever seen in human history. It all sounds incredible, right? Like an unstoppable force, a clear path to a kind of utopia. But there's always a but, isn't there? With any grand vision, there's a catch. And Musk revealed that this entire future of abundance is slamming up against one single massive bottleneck. And it's right here on Earth. So naturally, the host asked the million-dollar question, what's the thing holding all of this back? Is it the AI? Is it the cost of making millions of robots? Is it building the factories? What's the one thing that could actually stop this from happening? Musk's answer was so stark, so immediate, it was just one word: electricity. That's it. He's saying the real challenge, the real bottleneck, it isn't the software or the AI or the robots. It's just having enough juice to turn it all on. And this chart, man, this just lays out the problem perfectly. On one hand, you have our ability to make computer chips, the brains of the whole operation, and that is growing exponentially. It's a rocket ship. But on the other hand, our ability to actually expand the power grid to run those chips, that's growing at a snail's pace, maybe 3 or 4% a year. It's like we're building these incredible supercars, but we've completely forgotten to build any gas station. And get this, the timeline for this crisis is just as urgent as his timeline for abundance. He straight up warned that we are on the verge of a situation where we'll have piles of powerful computer chips with absolutely no electricity to run them. And his prediction for when this happens, it's not a 2030 problem. He said it might happen this year. Okay, so if electricity is the great bottleneck, what's the solution? Well, Musk didn't just show up to dump a huge problem on everyone. He came with a really detailed 2-part strategy to solve it. It starts with a pretty clever short-term plan right here on Earth, and it ends with a truly spectacular long-term vision way out in space. The immediate strategy is actually kind of brilliant. Deploy the robots first. Why? Well, because they barely sip electricity. He said you could run 1 million Optimus robots on the same amount of power it takes for just one medium-sized data center. Plus, the tech is already there. It's basically the same vision and neural net systems from Tesla's self-driving cars. So this lets them hit the ground running, solving labor shortages today, using our current power grid, all while we race to build out the energy infrastructure we're going to need for tomorrow. But that's just the short-term fix. For the real long-term solution, for the massive data centers that are going to house a superintelligence, Musk's vision looks up. He said flat out that the most ideal place for AI to operate isn't on Earth at all. It's in space. And when you think about it, it makes a ton of sense. I mean, in orbit, you've got solar panels soaking up stable, uninterrupted sunlight 24/7. There's no atmosphere getting in the way, so solar efficiency is like 5 times higher than it is on the ground. And one of the biggest costs for data centers is cooling. Well, in space, the extreme cold is a massive, free, built-in cooling system. It's pretty much the perfect environment. You get unlimited power, free cooling, and you're not taking up any land or straining the power grids back on Earth. So you're probably thinking, okay, that's cool, but isn't launching stuff into space crazy expensive? Well, that's the final piece of the puzzle. The answer is Starship. Musk says that once Starship is fully and rapidly reusable, it's going to drop the cost of getting to orbit by a factor of 100. 100 times cheaper. That's the key. That massive cost reduction is what turns this whole idea of space-based data centers from a sci-fi dream into a totally viable economic plan. And he thinks it could happen in just 2 to 3 years. So when you put it all together, the robots on Earth, the AI in space, this whole interconnected vision, you start to realize it's more than just a business plan. It's a whole philosophy. It's about how we should be thinking about our purpose and how we approach the future. And when someone asked him, why you? Why are you the one doing all this? He talked about his philosophy of curiosity. He said it's this fundamental drive he has to not just ponder the big questions about life, but to actively reach out and pull the future into the present, to turn the science fiction we all dream about into the scientific facts of our lives. And he left the entire audience at Davos with this one final, really powerful idea. It's about the choice between being an optimist and being a pessimist. He argued that it is far better to be an optimist and be wrong than to be a pessimist and be right. Because the very act of believing in and working towards a better future is what creates a better world, even if you don't get all the way there. Which kind of leaves you wondering, right? Is this future of abundance something that's just going to happen? Or is it something we have to choose to believe in first?